Good morning and welcome back to Sonnet Institute of Technology. This is the Pentesting video course and module 4.1. We are talking about cryptography. So in this particular video we'll talk about encrypting data at rest. This is the data that you have in stored on a disk. It could be on a database, it could be on a thumb drive, flash drive. So this is static data that is stored on a permanent storage. Can be tape drive as well. We regard that as data at rest. When encrypting data at rest, you can do a full disk or full tape encryption. And nowadays we have encryption with TPM. TPM is hardware based kind of encryption, and it's more secure. That means if this laptop of mine is encrypted with TPM and you happen to take out the hard drive from this laptop and try to slave to another machine, you will have difficulties in decrypting the data because the hardware TPM is left on my laptop and those keys are stored on that TPM. So it's more secure and it's recommended to use TPM when doing full disk encryption. Then we have folder level encryption, and finally file level encryption. So we also have database encryption, but in this demonstration I like to use those three. That will be the full disk, the folder level, and file level encryption. At this point of time I can't demonstrate the database encryption because I don't have a running database, but I can do these three right now. So without wasting time, let's get to our topology. This is our topology. It's GNS3. So I've got 4 Windows machines. All 4 machines are identical. So I've got machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, machine 4. So the first machine will have no encryption. At this point of time, all 4 machines are not, the data or the drive is not encrypted. So what we want to do, we will leave machine 1 with no encryption at all, and then we will do full disk encryption on machine number 2, and then we will do folder encryption on machine number 3, and finally we will do file level encryption on machine number 4. So all machines are identical and they've got the same data, same users, and same system specifications. Everything is identical. So let me log into machine number 1. Okay, I'm logged in machine number 1. So I'm logged in as Bruce. So if I go under my documents, I've got some files here. Says classified files, and then I've got secret 1, and if I go there, I've got credentials and calendar. So if I open the calendar, I can see what files are inside there. Then I open the credentials, and this is what I have inside the credentials. And let me zoom that. That will be size. Okay, so these are the credentials. So the secret file that is under classified, and inside it there is username, and then I've got my password here, my employee ID, I've got my email address, and I've got my social security number as well. So all these files are actually contained in other machines as well because everything is identical. And then I've got secret folder number 2 that has got team members. So the team members, I've got the names, Lisa Lopez, Bob Marley, Bruce Lee, John Doe, and Jane Doe. And then if I go to the calendar, this is my calendar. So this is machine 1, and I'll leave it as it is without encryption. So I can exit from here. So let's get to machine number 2. So I want to do perform full disk encryption on machine number 2. So let me log on. So in a Windows machine and above, that is Windows, in a Windows 7 machine and above, that is Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, you can easily do disk encryption by going to control panel. Before we start encrypting, let's check our files. So like I said, here our files, classified files. Inside the classified, we've got secret 1, secret 2, and here our files right here. So exit that. So let me perform full disk encryption. So you go to control panel and let me change the view to small icons or large icons. So Windows 7 and above, they come with BitLocker drive encryption. So if I click that, and as you can see that it's turned off, so I like to turn on so that I do full disk encryption. Okay, so it's complaining that a TPM is missing because this is a virtual machine, and in virtual machine I have to create a virtual TPM, but at this point of time I cannot create a TPM inside GNS3. So basically this is how you do full drive encryption. That is, it will encrypt the entire drive C and all the information will be secure, and TPM comes to the rescue. So at this point of time I just have to exit because no TPM was found. Alright, but without TPM I can install a third-party application that can perform full disk encryption without need of TPM. A couple of free softwares, and there are also some which are enterprise, like the McAfee disk encryption. In this demonstration I'll use a freely available software that can encrypt the entire disk. So we have a software called TrueCrypt. You can Google and download the binary file and then install it. So in this moment I've already downloaded the file, so I just have double click to install the software. So I can just accept. Okay, the software is installing. Okay, so once it's installed you can click finish. Once it's installed we can launch the software. So these are the drives I have, and my drive is not showing here, but as a matter of fact drive C is the system drive. So you can easily go to system and then scroll down to encrypt system partition drive right here, and then click next, then select encrypt whole drive. If you want to encrypt the Windows system partition only, you can do that, but we want to encrypt the whole drive. Click next, and then it's asking you further questions as well. So I can say yes, and you can read through on that, but in this moment I want to use that, and then it's launching. So The partitioning might take a while depending on the size of the disk, and we can go to the second machine whilst it's encrypting. Oh, there you go. So it's asking the number of operating systems we have. So in this point of time, I only have one system running, that is Windows 7 only. Then click next. It's asking the type of encryption. So we do have different types. We got the advanced encryption system, that is AAC. We got the Serpent, Two Fish, and so forth. So let's use the AEC, and if you want to test, you can test by clicking the test button. I need to use the 256-bit key. So it's asking for the hashing algorithm as well, so I can leave the default as they are, and then I'll click next. It's asking for the password, so I'll enter my secret password, which I will use to decrypt. I'll click next. Okay, I've used the short password, so it's giving me a warning, so I'll just say yes, although the password is short, just for the demonstration. Okay, so data is being encrypted, and it says move your mouse as randomly as possible within this window. The longer you move it, the better. This significantly increases the cryptographic strength of the key. And then click next to continue. So I'll hover my mouse over here to speed up the process. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna take a while. So what I'll do now, I'll exit from this machine and then go to the second one. So the second one, it requires us to do folder encryption. So let's double click to log in. Okay, so I'm logged in into the second machine, and you can go to my documents. Alright, so we want to do folder encryption. At this moment, I think the folder secret2 has got non-incrementing information, so I will leave as it is. I would like to encrypt the folder secret1, which has credentials and other information. So how do you encrypt a folder? You just select the folder, right click, go to properties, go to security, go to advanced, how do you encrypt a folder? You select the folder, you right click the folder, you go to properties, and then click advanced and click encrypt context to secure data. So you just click there, then say OK, then say OK, and then it's asking you want to apply changes to the folder and its subfolders and files. You click yes, so it will encrypt the folder. As you can see here, right at the bottom, it's been encrypted. So once it's encrypted, the folder changes color, so the text becomes green. Okay, so we have just encrypted a folder, and that's it, how you encrypt a folder. Secret number 2 is not encrypted, so we can go to the next machine, that is file level encryption. So we can log on to that. Okay, under the file level encryption, we can go to the same files, and in this moment we'll go to secret 1, and we're not worried about the calendar, but we are worried about credentials. So we would like to encrypt the file credentials. So you do the same, you right click, select the file, you right click, go to properties, go to advanced, and then encrypt the data. So you can click OK, then click OK again. It will ask you if you want to encrypt the file and its parent. You say yes. Okay, and the file has been encrypted. So since I'm logged in, I can read the file. But if you try to log in with a different username, you won't be able to read the file. So basically, this is how you perform the encryption. So I did demonstrate to you how to perform folder level encryption. We also did full disk encryption and file level encryption. So let's get back to full disk encryption and see. You can do it at a hardware level or software level. Hardware level involves TPM, but in this case, since you are using you are in a virtualized environment, we used software level full disk encryption. You can use a virtual TPM, but GNS3 does not support virtual TPM, which is VTPM. Then I also demonstrated on how to use folder encryption, and finally the file level encryption. Now let me check if full disk encryption is complete. So I can go back here, and yeah, it's still going on. So this is basically how it's done, and I just have to wait till it's done. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, where we will look at trying to access or retrieve data, in the sense if like an authorized access to it. So we will have 4 identical machines. One will be unencrypted, the other will have full disk encryption, the other one will have folder level encryption, the other one will have file level encryption. So we will try to attack and try to steal data from those 4 machines. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope this has been informative. Goodbye for now.